as far as we're going.
That's
right. That's right.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so that's what's going on in Portland, apparently. Like, there's a whole lot of nonsense going on. I don't understand what is the point of protesting in front of an ICE facility. I don't get that at all. But look, I want to intervene right quick in this video because I am just absolutely laughing at this story right here. Folks, it's the story that refuses to go away. Abso-freaking-lutely. Check this out. I came across another headline. Judge rejects Trump admin's bid to delay Kilmar Abrego Garcia's deportation case over government shutdown. So fascinating, folks. So very fascinating. That is right. So Kilmar Abrego Garcia is still waiting around, still hanging out in the country for some reason. He was deported and then brought back, and then he was charged with human smuggling and trafficking or whatever, and it's just been a whirlwind of a news article that just refuses to go away. And I told you guys, when I noticed how Democrats just latched on to this news story, they just sucked it right up. I was like, this story is not going away anytime soon, and it's going to be with us for a while. I think I said that like 6-8 months ago. It's right at the beginning of the Trump administration, pretty much. That's not what we're talking about today. I just wanted to interject that, inject that into the damn video right here, because I find it so funny that this dude is still just making his rounds in the corporate press. But check this out, y'all. Federal judge temporarily blocks Trump administration from sending National Guard troops to Oregon. Oh, Lord. So you might be thinking, well, hang on, isn't that news from this weekend? Yes. And it's also news from today, as a matter of fact. So fascinating. What the Trump administration did, he wanted to send in Oregon's National Guard. And then they denied that, so he said, okay, well, I'm going to send California's National Guard. Oh, yes, fed up. I think it was Oregon at first. Hey, admonish me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments on that one. I forget exactly which state it was precisely. But I know the California, and now he's trying to send in Texas National Guard. It's so fascinating, y'all. This really is great. Let's get into this. A federal judge late Sunday temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deploying any National Guard units to Oregon at all after a legal whirlwind that began hours earlier when the president mobilized California troops for Portland after the same judge blocked him from using Oregon's National Guard the day before. That is so fascinating to me. Like, oh, you don't want to let me send Oregon's National Guard? Well, I'm going to send California's National Guard. There you go. Strike that down as well. And I love what Trump is doing with this. It's so fascinating because, look, it is proving that the Democrats do not care about crime, right? You got protests going on, and what the corporate press is going to do is they're going to say, oh, well, there was only a couple of dozen people there. There wasn't nothing really to write home about. But we've been seeing all the videos coming out of Portland, and some of them have been insane, right? They are attacking ICE. Like, I just don't understand how Democrats can say nothing to see here, folks, when ICE has been getting terrorized pretty much ever since the start of the Trump administration. We've been seeing an increase in violent attacks against ICE over this past several weeks. They've been getting terrorist attacks, as a matter of fact. So, like, you can't sit there and try to tell me that the National Guard is not needed to protect ICE agents when they're getting doxxed, they're getting threats to their families. For goodness sakes, the people's families are getting threatened. Like bomb threats, some credible threats. As a matter of fact, it's truly insane what's going on with ICE. These people have lost their freaking mind. And these judges are allowing these people to just get away with it. It's really crazy, y'all. During a hastily called evening telephone hearing, U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut granted a temporary restraining order sought by California and Oregon. Immergut, who was appointed by President Donald Trump in his first term, seemed incredulous that the president moved to send National Guard troops to Oregon from neighboring California and then from Texas on Sunday, just hours after she had ruled the first time. Oh, so it's incredulous, huh? I love that, y'all. And you know how they say, oh, well, this is a Trump-appointed judge. Once again, folks, anytime you hear that, like you hear that from the corporate press all the time. The mainstream news, they do it too. But, this even Trump-appointed judges are disagreeing with Donald Trump. Well, once again, that is a tactic to manipulate your brain into thinking even Republicans are disagreeing with Trump. But that's not the case, folks. Okay, this judge is in Oregon, as a matter of fact. So what does that say? Well, we don't have any Republican senators from Oregon, do we? No, we don't. So, who is going to recommend federal judge nominees? A Democrat. So who is going to get appointed to the bench? Democrats. That is right, folks. Donald Trump has to appoint somebody, and these Democrats recommend people, right? This works in all administrations, folks. Just because, it's a Reagan appointee, that doesn't mean that they're Republican. That absolutely does not mean that. But that is a tactic used by Democrats and the corporate press to try to bludgeon you over the head, to make you think that you are on the wrong side of history and that Republicans agree with us. But that's not the case, folks. Absolutely not the case. How could bringing in federalized National Guard from California not be in direct contravention to the temporary restraining order I issued yesterday? She questioned the federal government's attorney, cutting him off. Aren't defendants simply circumventing my order? She said later. Why is this appropriate? Well, it's appropriate because you didn't order him not to send the California National Guard. You only ordered him not to send the Oregon National Guard. How about you write your orders with a little bit more clarity next time, and you won't have to be incredulous with the Trump administration. The White House did not immediately comment on the judge's decision, but did they comment not so immediately? And you just forgot to leave the comment? Or you forgot to put it in your news article? Once again, I hate that, man. I don't know why they insist on putting those little short paragraphs like that. Oh, they didn't want to comment. So what? Like, why even say that? That's like going up to somebody else and be like, well, your wife over there, she didn't say anything at all. Like, okay, so? Oregon is fighting to prevent federalized National Guard troops from coming to Oregon's largest city to address ongoing protests at an immigration processing facility there. Small protests have been going on outside the Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility since Trump's second term began in January. Cool. Since January. So they've been there for 8 months at this point. Was it 9 months at this point? Yeah, 8 months, because he kind of didn't come in until the end of January. So we'll give it 8 months. That's insane. They've been protesting for 8 months. Don't these people have jobs? Don't they have to go to work? Like, don't they have something better to do than stand in front of an ICE facility and call them fascists as they come out the door? Which that is not what fascism is, by the way. Like, think about that, folks. Like, think about it for a second. If this was truly a fascist regime, do you think these people would be allowed to get out there in the streets and protest the government? That's why I don't understand why they keep slathering on this rhetoric that they keep doing, because it's only rallying up their base, and they're only inciting their base to get violent. Because once again, you keep calling these people fascist over and over and over again. They see ICE arresting criminal aliens. They pretend that those criminal aliens are American citizens, and the Trump administration is disappearing American citizens. Well, you know what? You cannot deal with a fascist regime, right? Or a dictator, totalitarian, any of that. You can't deal with those people at the ballot box. You must have armed revolution to deal with those people. And that is exactly what we've been seeing coming from the Democratic Party, coming from these left-aligned, anti-government, anti-fascist groups. Really is insane. There have been occasional flare-ups, including in June, but for weeks, nightly demonstrations attracted only a few dozen people. That's it. It ain't many. They're not violently attacking ICE, though. And then notice they didn't mention all the attacks on ICE right there. They've been attacking them, as a matter of fact. What do you think that video I got earlier? You notice how they did that, the video in the intro. You notice they were just showing those people, the ICE coming out and then saying back up, back up, back up, and then it abruptly shifted to somebody getting arrested. Yeah, you know why that is? Because they cut out the part where somebody attacked the ICE agents. Yeah, they always do that, folks. They'll cut that out. It's like all them videos we've been seeing of the ICE agents slamming people into the ground. It starts with the ICE agent grabbing somebody and slamming them into the ground. And then you get to see the aftermath. And they're like, oh, look, a fascist regime. They're Nazis, folks. It's the Secret Service. Or it's the secret police. Whatever they were, the SS. That's what they do, folks. They just cut the video off and show you just that. They don't show you the part where the person was attacking the federal law enforcement. They don't show you that part. Why would they? I mean, we're not violent over here. We're just getting bludgeoned in the head by ICE. That's what they want to portray. It's all a narrative, and it's all lies. It's all smears. That's all it is. Trump, however, has turned his attention to the city, calling Portland war-ravaged and a war zone that is burning down like living in hell. Well, we know Trump can be a little bit bombastic with his language. Just a little bit. Local officials have pointed out that the protest occupies one city block far from the downtown. What? Does it matter? In a city that covers 145 square miles. They also say many of his claims and social media posts appear to rely on images from 2020 when unrest that grew out of the Black Lives Matter protests roiled the city for several months. Trump sent federal law enforcement to the city then as well. Under a new mayor and police chief, the city has reduced crime and the downtown has seen a decrease in homeless encampments and increased foot traffic. Is that so? I wonder how they consider that, bringing the crime down. Oh, well, hang on. We're just not going to throw this crime into the statistics. Or maybe some people just aren't reporting crime. Because that is a trend, folks. Like, you live in some of these areas with this soft on crime nonsense, and people just take it in the face. Some people, this is what they vote for, and they'll just take it in the face. They just say, screw it. They'll get violently attacked and not even call the cops. That's what they wanted. That's what they voted for. But look, we can't live like that, folks. We can't have a country where it's just utter chaos over here and normality in the rest of the country. Like, that's not going to work. I'm sorry. Look, that is one of our great cities. Portland is a good city. And they're destroying it, folks. Increased foot traffic. Whew. On September 28th, when the Trump administration mobilized the Oregon National Guard over Governor Tina Kotek's wishes, the protest increased in size. On Saturday, about 400 people gathered outside the ICE facility before federal agents shot tear gas canisters into the crowd. Trump also authorized the deployment of 300 Illinois National Guard troops to protect federal officers and assets in Chicago on Saturday. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's office said the situation in Chicago does not require the use of the military, and, as a result, the governor opposes the deployment of the National Guard under any status. Yeah, and I'm sure he does, but there's nothing you can do to stop it, right? Because they're not going out for law enforcement purposes. We know this. We've seen this. You cannot stop the Trump administration from protecting ICE, from protecting federal property. That is the main role of the military, is protecting us. And if it's protecting us from ourselves, then so be it. But it is what it is, folks. And that's exactly what it is. Oh, I've got a whole nother video on that. That's going to be my next video, by the way. It's insane. Brandon Johnson is a truly, truly psychotic mayor. He really, really is. I don't understand. Look, folks, these people are pushing us towards civil war. I'm not going to lie about that. I don't like to say that, but that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They're allowing this crime to run rampant in their cities, telling everybody there's nothing to see here. All these videos keep coming out of these cities about this crime. Donald Trump is like, I'm going to fix the problem. And then they're like, no, we're suing you to stop you from fixing the problem. We don't want your help. We want to allow these people to burn crap to the ground. We can't live like that, folks. We just can't. And it's going to get to a point where the pushback is going to roil over, if you will. And there's going to be fighting. I mean, there already is, folks. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing attacks on ICE almost every single day at this point. I mean, we just had somebody this weekend. Popular, I forget her name, LaMaggie, I think is what her name was. I don't know if you guys saw that video. Rams her car into an ICE truck. Like, what? What are these people doing? Why? What is that going to solve? What is protesting ICE going to do? Do you think it's going to stop them? It's not. It's absolutely not. And why? Why do you want to stop them from deporting illegals in the first place? Oh, and they'll sit there and tell you that, oh, they're detaining American citizens. Well, that's a lie, folks. That's an absolute lie. There's a big difference between asking somebody for a driver's license and detaining them and arresting them. It's a big difference, folks. I mean, police officers do that all the time. Does that mean that the local police is the Gestapo? No, it doesn't. They don't get all outraged when people get pulled over and have to show their driver's license. No, but they do it when ICE asks for a driver's license. Why is that? You got to ask yourself these questions, y'all. But I think I've rambled on for long enough. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. It's wild to me. Really is. All this nonsense going on. And what really is wild is the response from local politicians. They're like, nothing to see here, folks. Everything is fine. I just don't get it. I don't get why the lie. Why keep up that lie? Knowing all these videos are flowing from behind you, coming out, and we're seeing what's going on. None of it makes sense, y'all. But like I said, y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Click the join button. Sign up. Become a member. It's the best way to help this channel expand and grow. But you guys remember out there that God has a plan for everybody. He has a plan for all of us. You may not know what it is, but it's there. I promise. And He loves each and every one of you. So y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.